The White House showdown between Trump and Zelensky was very unfortunate. It should not have happened, and I was shocked. Actually, in the initial time, I first of all learned of it from social media, which at first thought social media, you can hear anything. You'd even be told Jesus has landed somewhere. Then later on, I started seeing the clips, and then I decided to watch the whole thing. It was an embarrassment, embarrassing to everybody present. But most importantly, the Vice President J.D. Vance. The rule of a deputy. Now, J.D. Vance appears to have taken his job the African way. Yeah? You know, in Africa, vice presidents or deputy president are supposed to be the loudest cheerleaders of the president. That is what he appeared to have seen. If I believe the status of a vice president and the status of a vice president of USA, if such a thing would have happened, because these are unscripted things, these are things that teachers in diplomatic schools would not even foresee it. So there's no formula for that, but I would recommend that in such a case, the vice president should have kept quiet. It ended up looking like a 2-on-1, and it was really bad. It is unprecedented, and that heads of protocol should ascertain that in future something of that nature does not happen again. This is a hangover. You know, there are occasions when people differ, and you think they are differing because of this and this. Kumbe, somebody has, it's a hangover. Something happened in 2019 that must have led to what happened now. This is a hangover from 2019 where there was a phone call. There was a phone call between the two, and Zelensky had just been elected as president. He wanted the Trump government, the then Trump government, to assist him militarily. He wanted the Trump government to assist him militarily. Trump agreed, but under one condition. He gave one condition. He said that there was an irregular energy deal that had happened during Obama's time. There is an irregular deal that had happened during Obama's time. And you see, when Obama was the president, Joe Biden was the vice president. So during that time, it was called Bunson deal. I can't pronounce it better. The vice president then, Joe Biden as the vice president, had assisted to broker a deal in 2014. The then Vice President Joe Biden in 2014 had assisted in a broker the energy deal when he had visited Ukraine. And a company won the tender to do that. You see, Joe Biden, as the Vice President of America, had gone to Ukraine. He had gone to Ukraine to strike that energy deal. When he struck it, of course, American company was to construct. For example, in Kenya, the road from Modogashe to Isiolo, if you broker that, in many cases, you'll find that the country financing it is also the company that will supply the company. The country financing it will supply a company that will construct the road. I'm only giving an example. So the energy thing was to be constructed by an American company. It was to be constructed by an American company. And then coincidentally, the company that won the tender, a director, the son of Joe Biden, called Hunter Biden, was made a director of that company, and he was paid well, 100,000 US dollars. And you can calculate what 100,000 US dollars is in your country for that, just for doing nothing. So it became obvious that it is a way of the vice president, the then vice president, being paid back. Actually, that case has been long and has been going on, and that is that is one of the cases where Joe Biden said that he would not assist his son in that case, but in his last executive order, he forgave his son. So there's nowhere anywhere in Kenya we say DCI clearance what certificate would not indicate that Hunter Biden did that. So that is what happened. And so that was 2014 when Joe Biden was the vice president. And now, it was now 5 years later, 2019, that Trump is the president. Now, Trump as the president, he knew what was happening. So he wanted Zelensky to investigate the case from that end, so that Ukrainian government can say that they have done the investigations and found that ABCD, and it involved Joe Biden's son, so that it is seen from there. What Biden did, what Trump did not know, is that Zelensky had taped that conversation. And it later came out in public. That is why I was saying, when you see two people differing, then it could even be possible that they have past experience. That one even led to his, it was given as evidence in his impeachment. So it was really bad for Trump to have used that. Biden and Zelensky had the biggest laugh because it turned against Trump. And obviously, Zelensky is known to be closer to the Biden. I'm not saying the Democrat, I'm talking of Biden. What I'm trying to mean is that he's closer to Biden as an individual first, then what do we call? Then Democratic Party second. And that is why even before he went to the US, Trump was complaining that you have been the president forever. Why don't you hold the election? But he answered back and said, if there can be peace in Ukraine, if by my resignation can contribute to there being peace in Ukraine, so be it. What I've from that small thing, I'm seeing that Zelensky appears to be an intellectual, and he knows how to turn words. He can use polite words, and he can do that. But then I want to ask Americans, are you holding a gun to your president appears to be telling the world that the Americans are holding a gun to Zelensky or even to Ukraine itself. Remember, Trump was saying, you cannot say anything, you have nothing, you have no cards. We are the ones who are having cards. So are we getting the information right when we think that it is being aired out that he who pays the piper calls the shot? You mean now that the Americans will fight, not even finance, those minerals, they are not going to get it free. But okay, assume that they are financing, because Biden used to finance under the table, and he used never to give condition or whatever. Does America want to give us that picture? Really? Democratic America? Who